Good, really good post every now and then. And it's a really good post, but it's on an old account I no longer have access to. And so I have no way of saving the videos or collecting the information from those videos and posts. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because there's some I don't want to lose. I want to get them on YouTube and make sure I have copies and stuff like that. Well, this is one of those. So you can pause the video as I go through to give you time to read what the post says. And pause the video wherever you need to give you the time to read what the post says. These were some pineapples I personally grew, and one of my favorite flowers because I just love red in general. So those are geraniums. Again, just pause it where you need to give yourself time to read. I'm going very slow to make sure that I don't go too fast so that you don't have time to pause it in between each post. I am going to let you do the reading. I'm not going to read it out loud so that you have peace and quiet. You may be playing music, you may have a water fountain in the background, and I don't want to disturb your peace. Quit shaking the bed, John.
So one of the first things that you do when picking out a pineapple is you look at the color. You want something that's got a lot of yellow or almost pink but not brown. That's your first step. Your second step is to smell it.
Okay.
When you smell it,
Facebook only allows
you
30-second videos when you comment like that.
and all the way around, including at the top. And you don't want it to smell like earth or a plant. It should smell really sweet, but it should not smell like wine, like pineapple wine. A really good pineapple that's perfectly ripe will just smell just like sweet pineapple straight out of a can. And then if it's too ripe, it smells like pineapple wine. It smells fermented. Um, that's the best way for me to describe it. This third thing that you do, people don't know whether to...
Uh-oh, sorry.
The third thing you check for
Service is really bad here. Can't
is when you
tell.
find that one that smells sweet, you then want to test the center of the pineapple. And you should be able to pluck it like that, and it should make a crisp sound when it comes out. It should not be hard. You shouldn't have to fight it. It should do it very easily, but you don't want it to do it. You don't want it to do it too easy. Now that's how you pick.
And that sound that it made when I pulled it out in that part of the video was perfect.
When you want
Perfect
to
crisp
plant
sound.
them, you want to find
Service sucks here.
one that's not all ate up like this one is. Now this one would have been a perfect one for eating, but for planting, the foliage is really messed up. This looks pretty good, nice and full, not...
Let me add two real quick, and that's the one I was showing for planting. Still got some messed up foliage. It isn't perfect, but grocery store selections are complicated. It's hard to find a good pineapple that you can both eat, but also has good foliage on it for growing. Let me say that now that stores are catching on to people doing this, a lot of stores are starting to cut the tops off. You need to complain. You need to write the stores and start complaining. They've been doing this with our food for a very long time. They take the greens off of the radishes. They take the greens off of beets. They take the greens off of the carrots. You can eat carrot greens. Carrot greens are excellent in soup, super nutritious for you. They should not be cutting down on our food supplies. They are. It is our food that we're buying, and we want to have the greens. We want to have every part of that. And they've quit, they're cutting that out more and more all the time. So really complain and fuss at them, because there's already a food shortage as it is, and they need to stop cutting off the greens, because the greens are actually healthier. And well, like with the pineapple, you don't eat the pineapple greens. I don't know if you can or not. I'd need to look into that. It's something I never learned about. But you know, you can juice a lot of the other greens. You can use them to flavor the soups. It's really good. I use every part. The carrot greens, the carrot, the celery tops, the celery greens. I use the entire everything. In the peppers, I use the seeds. Seeds have more flavor and nutrition than the actual peppers themselves. So I put all of it in the soup. And it just, my soups, everybody says my soups are the best they've ever had. So, and that's because I use every part of the plant. And they need to stop cutting the tops off and selling us, ripping us out of our money, basically, and out of our nutrition and out of our supplies. And so yeah, if you see that happening in the grocery stores, you need to complain. Everybody needs to work together here to complain.
And you have a really good bonus if you can get the center to be like that. It smells very earthy though. And the center kind of came out too good. I went ahead and got two. I got one for planting and one for eating. That one's for eating. It's more yellow, and this one is full and green, good for planting.
Now,
Red. Okay, so the reason you break these off is because it's a lot easier, a lot better to root them. Ugh, but they are hard to break off. And you break them off because you get above the fruit. This is all core, no fruit. Them, you usually have a bunch of fruit. Even if you get as close as you can, you have a bunch of fruit and this part of the plant, and that molds and rots and it won't root. But also because these layers off, you pulled these layers at the bottom of them to expose roots. You see these roots are growing right here already. It's already got roots on it. And that's why you peel these layers back and do it this way instead of cut it. Whereas if you cut it, you won't expose. I'm just going to bring it really close to the camera here. These are roots all the way around here. It's already got a bunch, which is going to make it root a lot faster and a lot easier. When I see this many roots, as long as they are, I go ahead and put them in dirt instead of water. This has got tons of roots just growing that we just want to keep to show, are you ready? Just to show you, I'm going to cut this one off to show you the difference. And I'm hoping that once I cut it, I can break it, because it really is better if you break it. They grow better if they're real jagged like that and not smooth. There's a couple reasons why it's better to break them. You can see all this fruit. This fruit is what rots. Now, a lot of times you can break it off, but there's still, if you look, now that that's all broke off, there's still all this fruit right here. And there's a lot of fruit, and it's just, I find that it won't root right. Even if I pull. So, now I'm going to try to break it off the fruit. And I doubt I'm going to get it. Oh, this was a really good and ripe one, too. So I really did good, because it did do it. I still got quite a bit. I think I'm going to try to shave some of that off a little bit. And I'm hoping that this one's already got some roots, too. If I'm lucky, it's not coming off. And that's a perfect example of why you break them and not cut them. Okay. Now you see how smooth that is compared. How smooth that is compared to that other side. And this grows better, it roots better than a smooth edge. At least that's been my experience. This one doesn't have a good root system like the last one. Oh, well, here we go.
also the core will rot. I didn't mention that, but the core, when you cut it like that, it rots faster and up inside the plant. So once it starts to rot, it rots up inside the plant through the top of the greenery and ruins the greenery. And it just becomes mushy all the way up through, and then the whole thing dies even if you've gotten it rooted. So when you break it off, that doesn't happen. I don't know why. I cannot explain it. I don't know. Maybe the plant, because I believe in plant consciousness, right? So let's just argue that for a minute. Maybe it's because the plant is conscious that you cut it. By natural laws, they break off. Things break off. Limbs break off trees. So it doesn't realize anything's wrong with it. Or something related to consciousness. It may not be that exactly, but something related to consciousness. Whereas this one, you hacked away at it. You cut it with a knife. It tells it it's bleeding and dying. Something could be related to consciousness. But I have noticed a difference. And I've done a lot of pineapples.
Now, another really important step too is you want to expose a good about inch of core there with roots before planting or putting in a jar of water, which I did not do on this one because it was already so small. And just next thing you do is you take your scissors and you're going to find anything that's ate up like this, bent, broke, dying, moldy, whatever issues you run into, and you're going to want to cut them off. And the way you cut them off, you want to make sure when you cut them below the place, not at it, and you cut them where they had the tip, like they were growing naturally. So let me do a couple of those and get another video because I'm only one-handed, so I can't do both the video and cut. So I have finished both of them to what I think needed to be done. Obviously, there's a few more places that could really be picked at, but I didn't want to pick it to death. And give it some time to grow and then cut some more off. Because if it's trying to repair too many things at once, the root. If it's trying to repair too many things at once, then the roots, it might not focus on growing the roots as much. And the stronger the root system, the better chances of this thriving. Some of them were just awful, so I plucked them out instead of cut them off at the tips. And obviously some of them could be salvaged, so I cut them at the angles that they needed to be cut at. So is it real? Do you mind if I take it out and look at it? Very pretty.
And again, don't forget you can stop it at any point in order to read.
I am preparing this now for to eat. You can see the juice is just pouring out of it. It smells really, really sweet. This is the one I chose for planting. And I'm looking forward to cutting this other one up over here, too. But this is the one I chose for planting. And it tastes great. So juicy, just running down my arms. Really, really sweet. Perfect. Remind me of that can of Dole pineapple juice that you can buy to drink in the... I got that all cut up. And we're going to do the other one, and I cleaned my station up because I want to make sure any juices, I want y'all to see how juicy they are, is going to come from this pineapple. So I cleaned my station up here, and we're getting ready to cut this one open. Look right now, I just want to show this juice just flowing, and I can't hold the camera and do it. Just look at that juice just pour out of that. Juice is just running everywhere. Oh, goodness. Just as perfect as the last one. Even a slightly bit sweeter, I think. What do you think, honey? Try a bite. What do you think? It's running down your hand. I forgot to mention that you do not want to get any dirt down inside any of these leaves, as it will rot your plant. So don't get any dirt in there when you go to plant them. What I did was I just pushed it until it looked like the dirt fell about right.
It's very important, so make sure you stop the video for that bit of information. Thank you for watching.